I'd like to welcome everybody to day 2 action here at the NPA Nationals. What a matchup we have to kick off this day. First game of 4 on the schedule. My name is Ryan Greco, taking care of your play-by-play, and I am joined back by popular demand, Mr. Jay Tom on color. Jay, how are you doing this afternoon?
After day 1 out of the way, Ryan, nice little exhale from pretty much everybody in attendance. Such a big undertaking in this event with all these teams from across Canada. So day 2, like you just said, we're starting it up with a great one here between Halifax and Edge out of Calgary.
Couldn't have said it any better, Jay. We've got 2 very athletic teams coming from opposite ends of the country. Of course, Edge School coming out of Calgary, Alberta. Halifax Prep out of Halifax, Nova Scotia. And Halifax unable to get on the board there in that first layup, missed opportunity as Fofo Adetogan is bringing it up now for Edge School. Going into the middle, shot goes up, no good. Then Yang Tong tries to come up with it. He gets knocked loose, and he goes flying into the sidelines for an out of bounds, and it will now be Halifax ball.
Edge coming off the day off. They got the bye, being one of the top 4 teams in the nation when it comes to the rankings. So it'll be interesting to see how long it takes them to get their legs underneath them.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Of course, going into this matchup on the NPH national rankings, we have Edge School sitting currently at 12 in the country. Halifax Prep sitting at 19.
Yeah, Edge, a first-year program. Halifax, their second year in existence, coming off a winless opening season.
Here's Tong up and in, tries to finish. Can't get it done, but he is going to go to the line, much to the delight of the Edge bench.
Yeah, I mean, I think the big thing here, you're going to see 2 teams that get up and down the floor. 2 teams that are fairly deep. They can, interchange guys, but I think really if either of these teams get into foul trouble early, that could be a deciding factor in the game. It
was interesting. We had a conversation with the coaching staff on Halifax Prep leading into this one, and they were just lamenting, this one's all going to be about who can get the first punch in the mouth, who's going to be able to really set the tone physically, as both of these teams, as we alluded to at the beginning of this broadcast, a lot of athleticism on both ends of the floor. To your point, Jay, a lot of depth. It's really just going to come down to who's going to make the fewest amount of mistakes.
And who's going to hit their free throws.
And Yang Tong doing well on the first one. He's a surprisingly low 44% free throw shooter in 12 games in the NPA Nationals this year, but makes good on that one and gets Edge on the board.
Free throw shooting across high school basketball, the percentages are terrible.
Well said.
And with our extended stats, Tong finishes up there with our extended stats thanks to crossover. It really does pull back the curtain on a lot of the stats that maybe players don't want people to know.
No, it's absolutely a fact. And, just even seeing yesterday, opportunity to look at some of these stats. And really, I was starting to realize 75% in high school is pretty good.
Outstanding. These coaches would kill for that. And we were here, Canada Top Flight Academy got a practice in at the end of the day yesterday. And speaking of CTA, they're sitting in the top right bench up over there. And, Coach Tony House spent a good 25 minutes on free throws, just making his kids run until they hit the free throws that they needed, because he knows in order to repeat as 3-time NPA champions, they got to get down the charity stripe.
Yeah, absolutely. Well said, as you ought now. At the line, makes good on the first. As we're talking about free throws, you are a 60% free throw shooter. Still above average if you compare it to a lot of the numbers in the NPA Nationals this year. Misses the second.
An amazing season in the NPA.
He really has.
This year, his first.
Here's Tong, gets it to Spoon Hunter. Spoon Hunter, nice pass in transition. Give that bucket to number 13, Amudu Ibrahim.
Yeah, he was very good in the Calgary session. They call him Mo out west, and he was very impressive. A lot of these Edge players have improved as the season goes on, which goes far to say how well they've been coached by Adam Huffman over here sitting to my right.
5 seconds, 3 seconds on the shot clock. Uat tries to throw it up. Great defense by Edge as Fofo Adetogan brings it down, gets it over to Spoon Hunter. Another transition bucket here. The foul, nope, they're going to call a travel as Ibrahim unable to set his feet when he was under the basket there.
Edge, one of the better defensive teams in this league as well. They have some very good percentages when it comes to their defense.
We've got a 3-2 press on at this point. But Halifax breaks it rather easily. But they're setting back into a 3-2 zone. Shot goes up, no good. And they're forcing Halifax to shoot the ball. They do not want them to penetrate in the early going, as Spoon Hunter now has it. Works off the screen. Tong looks inside. Loses a handle on it out of bounds, and it's going to be Halifax ball.
Yeah, Dion Duncan is a player for this squad who can be very good, and other times he can disappear. And it may be around the lunch hour, but it's time for Brecky. Brecky Davis checking in for Edge. You know, a starter at the beginning of this season, now coming off the bench for this squad. Interchangeable parts on a lot of these Edge players.
Oh, nice steal there by Tong. He's on the fast break. Up and showtime! Manyang Tong throws it down.
2 hands to be safe.
No right, no house. No right, no right. No
I like that.
no right,
Here's Halifax, see if they can answer. This is Young with the ball, gets it over to Johnson. Johnson, nice inbound pass there, but can't keep a handle on it. And Tong, once again, guess who comes up with it? And Tong gonna do it himself and throws it down.
Manyang Tong.
But there's gonna call no basket. It was an offensive foul on, there seemed to have been an offensive foul on Don Duncan.
The referees just crushed our video team's hopes right there.
Well, they never had to know. We take a look here. There's going to be a quick timeout, but let's talk about this young man here, Manyang Tong. Very impressive year he's had, Jay. I mean, what are some of your thoughts that you've seen on what he's been able to accomplish so far this year?
I know 3-and-D is something that, you know, people like to throw around an awful lot, and he has that ability. But I mean, as you see time and time again on the open floor, the kid can finish. He from the 3-point line in, he can actually handle the ball very well as well. So I mean, out in Calgary, we saw some great from Manyang, but defensively as well, he can change it coming off the weak side. And I mean, when it comes down to it, how consistent can he be with that long-range shot as we see it right there? I mean, sometimes he hits nothing but net, sometimes he doesn't hit anything at all. So I mean, a lot of times with these big men, and you know as well as I do, big men come along a lot slower. Manyang Tong is one of those guys that we see flashes from him. It'll be interesting to see where he ends up next year.
One of those best flashes I think I was able to see myself was when we had an opportunity when Edge took on Findlay Prep earlier this year at the, I believe it was the Tarkanian Classic in Vegas, and or out in Florida, excuse me, and a very close game. They came within just a couple points of knocking off Findlay Prep, and had they have done that, they would have been the first ever Canadian program to do such a thing.
At the time, they had given Findlay Prep their best game of the season. Talking to the head coach down there, that's what he was saying, was that, you know, it was a great test for his squad because they hadn't been tested to that level at that point. There's Fofo getting on the floor.
Yeah, I think that game did wonders for Edge's confidence, especially coming back into the Western session at their home court. They took CTA right to the limit as well. Won every other game that they needed to. Big reason why they went from having a rather disappointing Central session in Ottawa to earning a first-round bye in the NPA Nationals here, and that's just a testament to the work that this team has put in.
You know, they have a lot of trouble out west, and I mean, we talk about this time and time again, being able to get good competition, which is why the NPA is so important for these kids and these teams from outside of Ontario. But that's a perfect example. They went into Ottawa and were just terrible in their own estimation. Went back to the drawing board, played some teams down south like you had mentioned, and then they came out in Calgary on their home floor and played amazing. But they haven't played for the last month plus. They haven't been able to play a competitive game because they can't get competition out there.
I remember speaking with Alan Spoonhunter for one of our feature pieces on NPH, and he was telling us, I kept texting him saying, hey, you know, any updates on the schedule? And he's going, nope, we're just getting ready for nationals at this point. So, you know, that's one of the things you kind of have to worry about, because nothing really replaces game speed. As you know, as you can see right now, both of these teams, both very offensively gifted teams, they only have 11 points apiece in the first 4 minutes of this game. Yeah,
it's, you know, Halifax Prep had the opportunity to play yesterday, I think, which was helpful for them. They got in late on Tuesday night. Edge, thanks to our good friends at Humber College, got a good practice in right off the flight.
Shout out to the Hawks.
Night. Absolutely, two Humber Hawks alums sitting right next to each other right now.
That's right.
But yeah, they were great. They gave Tristan Jones, but yeah, they gave Edge that NBA Celtics treatment. The Celtics were there 2 weeks ago with the same thing, getting off a flight, getting a practice in. But you're right, can't duplicate this speed.
As there's going to be another off-ball foul on Halifax Prep. And Edge getting an opportunity here. And we're going to have a substitution into the game now for Edge is number 16, Garrett Prosey. And he's going to take off number 24, Noah Leto. Also into the game as well, I don't think we had a chance to mention it earlier, Aaron Lloyd, number 32 for Edge, who now has the ball.
And Aaron Lloyd, player out of the Bahamas, who can be a nice little piece for this Edge squad. Doesn't get an awful lot of floor time, but when he's out there, he can put in some good minutes.
And we have another off-ball foul called here. All right, guys, come on, let's play.
No, it's and one thing that we hadn't mentioned is there is an awful lot of Calgary players on this Halifax Prep team. There's a lot of players that know each other, that know the coaching staffs on both of these squads. So I think there's going to be there's an awful lot of scouting report here.
Yeah.
That isn't off tape. This is just from knowing guys.
Yeah, yeah. As there's another nice rejection there by the front court of Halifax. They're off and running now, and. That was a
that was something.
That was the Harden Euro step going in.
That was more of a soften.
Yeah, Spoon Hunter now with the ball. Spoon Hunter tries to get up, gets his pocket picked.
Good hands.
Fast break here. Halifax layup and one. You can count it. Number 11, Ravon Young getting it done.
Silly foul to take right there.
Young going to go to the line now.
Yeah. That's why it's a silly foul.
Yep. He already had the layup, and it almost looked like for a second there he wasn't even going to make it.
Yep.
But
no play on the ball.
And Adetogan back into the game, as is number 13 for Edge, Ibrahim. Young at the line.
Gave his stars a bit of a break there, but saw that lead creep back down fairly quickly.
They've got opportunity here.
I think this is what you would expect from Edge, having not played for so long, having that day off. Like I said, they did get a couple of practices in over the last 2 days, but you know, they're not going to be at the level they're used to seeing now. I think they're lucky that Halifax Prep has come out a little flat here.
And Young, a rare miss from him. He's actually shooting 76% in 11 NPA contests this year. As here's Simmons. Simmons had a very solid game yesterday.
And J9 Simmons can light it up with the rock in his hand.
Yep, 9 points yesterday on 4 of 13 shooting.
And a little bit of everything. I think he had double-digit rebounds there, and I think 7 assists as well.
Here's Spoon Hunter to Adetogan. Adetogan now. Gotta watch how explosive he is. Up and in, finish. What a bucket that is. The Russell Westbrook of the West getting it done.
Yeah, I mean, that's a nice nice comparison, especially with the build that he has, and the explosiveness.
The explosiveness and his ability to just kind of go almost horizontal in the air right there and finish.
And
that's a lot of.
And just as we started talking about Fofo, I was going to bring up the fact that he had a visit to Ryerson, and who walks into the gym but Roy Rana rolls in. Team Canada head coach and many of the competition windows that just passed up as they head to the World Cup. But I know Roy Rana has been hot on the trail of Fofo, and I mean, we've talked about a Dave Flower and a date again for a couple of years now, and where he can land. And I mean, selfishly speaking, I would love to see this kid in U Sports for 4 years, lighting it up, helping bring, you know, the exposure that we know U Sports needs. A player like this, a Canadian-made kid, could do an awful lot.
Young, no good on the shot there. Duncan comes down with the rebound. Here's Spoon Hunter. Fast break again. Tong, guess who? Oh, nice move there. Oh, what a pass. But an even better rejection under the basket, but Edge still has it. Tong with it. Ooh. Spin move, up and in. Finish with the left hand. Man Yang Tong.
Nice. I like the fake kick out, spin back to the baseline and finish.
That was impressive. A lot of confidence in the post shown there by Tong.
And I like these officials. See, they've seen this Halifax Prep squad, and you know, we've seen them all season long. They do a lot of quiet talking to get into their opponent's head, but it can cross over the line fairly quickly. And I think the officials probably got together after yesterday and kind of made sure everybody knew who they were dealing with here today and making sure it doesn't get out of hand early.
Oh, Simmons, great attempt there at the basket, just couldn't come up short. Bodies on the floor going for the ball. Duncan comes up with it, but Simmons nearly gets it as well. And that's going to be a edge ball. And we're going to have an edge timeout here. And we're going to take a quick timeout as well. It is 12-5, Edge leading Halifax Prep. 3:13 to go here in the first. We will be right back.
Basketball gyms in Canada are packed with talent, and that includes every age group on the girls' side as well. This summer, North Pole Hoops held its first ever Ontario Girls Showcase, where 70 players were there to learn new skills and showcase their own talent.
I'm seeing girls that are giving up their all, energy level high, enthusiasm high, work ethic is high. Like, these girls want it bad. We have men's showcases left, right, and center. Every organization has a male showcase, but where's the quality on the women's side? This should have happened when I was in high school. 10 years ago, we needed something like this. It would have helped with exposure, it would have helped with opportunities.
Who wants to play the next level? Hands up. Okay, that's great. So that means ultimately, that means the WNBA, that means NCAA, that means national team, that means Canadian University and Canadian College. So our job is to make sure we provide you guys with the tools and the blueprint of how you guys are going to get to the next level.
The North Pole Hoops is recognizing that putting women on the map and putting girls on the map is...
And I'd like to welcome everybody back here. NPA Nationals just out of the first timeout. Edge School leading 12-5 over Halifax Prep. Edge out of Calgary, Alberta. Halifax, of course, out of Halifax, Nova Scotia. Ryan Greco on your play-by-play, joined by Jason Tom on color. Jason, more of a defensive matchup we've seen so far to start this one off.
Both teams trying to get their feet underneath them, but I'll tell you this, man, Manyang Tong has had himself a good first quarter on the offensive end, and that's a bonus for Edge.
Absolutely. And here's Young, kicks it out, shot goes up, no good. That misses on Trevon Hamilton.
Halifax Prep needs to start hitting from range if they're going to be able to hang with Edge.
Oh! Tong, nice move there, gets it inside to Duncan, but can't finish.
What I liked about that was a pass with a purpose, right? Yep. That wasn't just flash, that was on the money.
No, it was great redirection too. Shot goes up, Simmons for three, knocks it down. Johnny and Simmons.
Said his name about 7 different ways this year, Ryan, and I still don't know if I got it right, but I think it's Janine.
Janine
is what we've landed on.
All right, we're good with that. I like it.
These kids wait 3 games before they let you know that you're saying the name wrong. So, yeah, foul off the ball.
Ibrahim goes up, and we're getting another.
Yeah, it was called on Halifax Prep. I think this is a reputation stuff. I mean, I think when it comes down to it,
yep.
They know that Halifax Prep does an awful lot of stuff away from the ball, little elbows, little pushes, and they're just not getting away with it today.
Yep. And as you said, I think the referee crew, they had a discussion before this game, and you can definitely see it in the way that they're officiating it.
Last 5 minutes of that game yesterday against North Star Prep just got a little, there was some stuff there. Yeah, it was a little much, especially at the level that we're at. And, we're here in Peel where we have some of the best officials that, we've seen traveling across Canada. We've had a lot of up and down. Having said that, we've been able to talk to a lot of officials and really work things through with them. And I think, they've left with a better respect for what we're looking for and us looking at them as well.
Yep.
But here in Peel, love having nationals here. We know what we're getting. Some of our best guys out here, as Phil Baca walks past me right here, one of the veteran officials here in Peel, and they are.
He used to coach my games. He was coaching my high school games back in the day. Oh yeah, almost every single referee I've seen in these nationals, and we're going back 11 years now, showing my age there on that. But I've seen every single one of these guys at some point or another. And
this is what I like. Phil heads down, has a little chat with the ref. I mean, with head coach Marcus Eden, just saying, listen, I'll allow you to talk, but you can't be screaming down the floor at me.
Yeah.
But what I like is, if we were in another city right now, that might have resulted in a technical. But instead, Phil goes down, has a little chat, says, hey, listen, you can't scream at me down the floor. And our coaches are very receptive to that. It's when the officials won't talk to you at all.
Yeah.
When it creates that kind of issue.
Communication is key.
It's not about the coaches. It's not about the refs. It's about the players. And as long as everybody appreciates that.
Well said. You audit the line here. Makes good on the first free throw. Makes good on the second. 5-point game now. 1:39 to go here in the first quarter. Bringing it up now for Edge is Brecky Davis. Gets it to Adetogan. Oh, great defense there, though. Wide open three. Shot goes up. Knocks it down. Number 42, Xavier Spencer with the deep three.
One of the young stars of the National Preparatory Association is Xavier Spencer. I know we have another kid in this league that you hear a lot out of in the 2023 class, but Xavier Spencer is a name you're going to start hearing more and more.
Absolutely. There's a steal by Duncan. Duncan on the fast break. Gets it over, tries to get it over to Adetogan, but nothing happening there. And Halifax coming on the other end. Here's Young. Kicks it over. Youat kicks it out. 3-ball up. No good. Here's the rebound. Adetogan now is going to bring it up. Surveying his options. Looks over. Here's Davis. Davis going to try and take it himself. They're going to call a foul on... And yeah, Davis is heading to the line. Great take.
Yeah, you see it though. The getting up and down the floor favors Halifax, but I mean they have just struggled from 3-point range in this game. And I mean they're down 8 right now. Feels like they could be down 20 the way that it's went for them on the offensive end. Only 10 points in this first quarter, but this is a squad that can get together in a hurry.
Substitution on the floor in for Edge, number 0, RJ Jock.
Another young gun on this squad.
You can see he's a lot of potential in that frame.
Are you saying that he's thin?
Saying there's a lot of potential in that frame.
He reminds me
Nothing
of Moon.
more.
He reminds me of Moon Reith back when Moon was that age.
Yep. Here's Youat. Brings the ball up himself, kicks it over. Shot goes up. Another tough miss there by Downey.
Tavon Downey had a good game yesterday, but he has been far off the mark in the early part of this game.
Yep, Downey had 8 points. One made 3, shot 33% from the 3-point line.
In this season, Downey has been a bit of an X factor for this squad. When he can give you that threat from range, he really changes the style of this Halifax Prep squad.
Turnover for Edge, and here comes Downey. Speak of the devil, crossover, tries to lose it. Here comes Spencer now on the other end. Spencer just going to go up himself with the left hand, can't finish there. 3 Edge bodies all around. Nobody can finish the bucket. 2 seconds on the clock. Up, and no finish there. They're not going to count the attempt. And at the end of the first quarter, it is 18-10 for Edge. And we like to say that this quarter of basketball was brought to you by Indochino, the official suit maker of the National Preparatory Association. Indochino, custom-made suits made to measure. Do not go anywhere. We will be right back with second quarter action here at the NPA Nationals.
Rep by rep, you push yourself. Effort is only half the battle. Doubt sets in. Why do you do it? Is it worth it? The lights turn on. All your questions are answered.
And I'd like to welcome everybody back. This is second quarter action here. Day number 2, NPA Nationals quarterfinal matchup. Edge School out of Calgary, Alberta, taking on Halifax Prep out of Halifax, Nova Scotia. My name's Ryan Greco, taking care of your play-by-play, joined by Jason Tom on color. Jason, some thoughts some opinions on what you saw in that first quarter.
Edge got to get through an awful lot of their roster. Considering they haven't played in better half of a month and a half, I think that was important for head coach Adam Huffman to try to get as many guys on the floor as possible. If they want to go deep in this tournament, in order to do that, you got to play everybody. And I think they've went about 11 deep, possibly 12 deep in just the first quarter. I think that was something that they wanted to do. And as I mentioned, Halifax Prep, if they don't get it going from range, they're going to just slowly fade away in this game. But if they do get it going and a Koyuat can get it done on the glass, I mean, this is a squad that can throw, I guess it would be an upset. This is a 4 versus a 6, I believe. But we had our upset yesterday with Oakville Prep knocking off LBA, which was a great game.
Oh, that was a fantastic game, and really it was, and even without one of their best shooters, Kevon Armstrong, who was injured right away. The fact that, you know, Jordan Prasad and the rest of that Oakville squad really played. They played to their potential. You don't want to say they played above themselves, because at this age, you still haven't figured out exactly what the potential of everybody is. And really, they played up to the best versions of themselves in that game.
Yeah, and we've watched Jordan Prasad this whole year. It's been a struggle for him simply because, you know, Oakville Prep had such a late start in their recruiting period to be able to get guys to play alongside him. But really nice to see what they did yesterday. And there's AK, as they call him, with the finish.
And you finish after RJ Jock getting it done from the free throw line earlier, as we were discussing Oakville Prep. Here's Alan Spoonhunter trying to go to the basket, missing with the left hand. Halifax Prep coming down with it. Uat on the fast break, going to do it himself. Up, in, foul. And he's going to go to the line for 2.
Continuing, Edge just cycling guys in as quickly as possible. And I think because they know, because Halifax Prep's going to try to get them up and down the floor. So if they stay fresh,
yep,
they'll be good.
That's the beauty of having a deep roster. You got options, and I think more than anything as well, Jay, you know, just the fact that they haven't played more than a month. You want all of your guys to get as much game speed action as they possibly can. I'm 100% for that. I'm a big supporter of the idea of keeping your guys fresh, but more importantly than anything, getting all of your guys in the game, because you just never know when injuries can happen. You never know when guys have to take on bigger roles. And I'm sorry, but there's no replacing the speed of the game, the sounds, the communication, the whistles, everything, you know? You've got to make sure that you're mentally prepared to step in there and fill in that role.
Single elimination tournaments like this are so difficult because you got to keep guys fresh, but then, you know, a bad 2 minutes could end your season as well. So you need to keep your top dogs in there. And like you said, one injury can change the complete complexion of the entire tournament for you.
Here's Edge now working on the offensive end. Lloyd, step back jumper. High off the backboard. Uat comes down with it, and
You're
here comes
such a
Halifax.
gentleman, Ryan Greco. High off the backboard.
There's Duncan, gets it over to Spoonhunter. Spoonhunter, he's got the trap on him.
Oh, that
coughs it up. Bad pass there. And Godot, he's going to get fouled and one. Count the basket. And Halifax Prep right back in this now.
Yep, Edge
one possession game.
Edge has gone silent on the offensive end, and all of a sudden here comes Halifax Prep chipping away.
And we got a few substitutions now into the game for Halifax Prep. Back in is number 13, Jaron Johnson. Also into the game for Edge, Fofa Adetogan is back in. Also back in number 11, Brecky Davis.
Also a little thing, I love when the officials check in with the score clock before there is an issue.
For sure. Jay Tom is a happy man today, folks. Everything's running smoothly. His heart rate is steady.
12 minutes into the first game of a 4-game schedule. Greco's jinxing me.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Hey, man, the games stay on schedule. You know, we're good. We had some good competition. Big shout out to Elias Sabate bringing in the coaches. Was sitting up there yesterday, and so many of them so happy to be able to, you know, come out and start their early recruitment while some other teams are taking part in March Madness. They're getting started for next year.
Absolutely. March Madness actually just kicking off about an hour ago. The official March Madness.
Yeah, those those first four things, whatever they want to call them.
Oh, Jay, don't be such a grandpa. Come on.
Jeez.
Don't be a grandpa. Enjoy it. It's win or go home, just like what we're doing up here.
Absolutely. Every year I ask the question, is that what we want to do? And everybody loves it so much. And look at that, Halifax Prep.
Within one, thanks to Cristo Godo with that finish there, driving in on the right-hand side. We'll see if Edge can respond. Here's Tong to Duncan. Nice passing on the inside to Ibrahim, who can't finish under the basket. Keeps the hands high, though. Love that. Keep the hands high. Tries to get the finish one more time, but he does get hit. And now Umodu Ibrahim is going to go to the line for 2. And Ibrahim, 5.4 points per game in 12 NPA games. He's not the best free throw shooter, but we'll see if he can help extend the lead right now for Edge. All the same. Not a bad three-point shooter, though. Just under 30%, which, you know, the high school level is more than respectable.
Especially with the, the Golden State Warriors effect. So many three-pointers being taken now at this level.
Shot goes up, makes good on the second. Ibrahim brings it back to a 2-point game. So, bringing it up now, Halifax with 7:19 to go here in the half. They were down by as much as 10 at one point. Now they're back within 2 points as Youat now with the ball, guarded by Tong. There's a fun matchup to watch for the rest of this day.
Absolutely.
Oh, up and under. They're going to call the foul and go to the line is Youat. So Youat got the better of Tong on that exchange. Also substitution now into the game, number 16, Garrett Prosey for Edge School. He's going to take out Ibrahim. And the revolving door continues on substitutions for Edge.
As the fouls start creeping up on Edge pretty quickly, they're knocking on the door of the bonus.
And Youat makes good on the first free throw. Youat had... if I can find it, 28 points yesterday in the win over North Star, thanks to our stats here at Crossover. And bringing it up now is Brecky Davis. Davis now looking for an option. Gets it over to Tong, who's guarded by Youat. Here's Prosey. Dribbles into the double team.
Not the guy you want making that move down low.
Yeah. I think more than anything, he's just got to be a little bit more aware of where the defense is going to be, and before dribbling into something that's clearly there. Spatial awareness is key, kids, in the post. Absolutely. It's a lost art. And here we are, Halifax now. Ugodo, no good. Tong comes down with the big rebound.
Pretty quick shot.
Yep.
Especially for Ugodo from range.
Tong going to do it himself, up and in.
Ooh.
And it's going to be a foul on Halifax. Now the question here, if he throws that up, does that count if he put that in?
I would say that was a continuation.
Because we almost had ourselves one of the highlights of the tournament.
I know.
Almost.
Yeah.
Well, they're going to call it. Well, he's going to go to the line for 2.
Yeah.
So yeah. I'm just loving the awareness of it, of just throwing it up behind his head.
Yeah.
Manyang Tong, no good on the first free throw. He's a 44% free throw shooter.
Yeah, and that's, I mentioned before, like from range, this guy can be absolutely pure, hit nothing but net. Other times, hits nothing but the floor. It's just that consistency you got to find. Perfect
makes
example,
good.
Right?
Yep, makes good on the second, though. 22-21, Edge School leads. Here's Halifax Prep now. Youat gets it over to Downey, and they want to reset the shot clock. It's been a bit of a... And 21 seconds now has been placed on the shot clock. 6:24 to go here in the second quarter. Inbound now is going to go to Simmons. Simmons gets it over to Youat. Youat up, no good. Tong with the rebound now. Tong
definitely pushing you out left.
Adetogan now. He's guarded by Downey. Rejects the screen, gets it over to Tong. Nice give and go there. Great defense, but Prosey's right there to put it in.
That's where you want to see Garrett Prosey doing his work. Cleaning up the mess.
Well done, Prosey. Here's Downey now. Downey finds the open man. Three-pointer goes up. Count it, nothing but net. Number 13, Jaron Johnson. Manyang Tong running a little point here. 16 seconds on the shot clock, gets it over to Fofo. Nice move here, kicks it back out. Fofo gets it back, lets it fly from three and knocks it down as he's falling down. Fofo Adetogan for three. Here's Downey. Oh, steal by Tong, who throws down the hammer. Manyang Tong. And we're gonna have a stoppage in play here.
Just double checking, making sure they get the score correct.
Yeah, we got it. 29-24 is the score currently.
Everything is magnified at Nationals.
Makes sense though.
But they were on it. They were on. Edge was on it.
As we resume play now, here's Simmons bringing it up. Here's Johnson. Back to Simmons for three. No good. Adetogan comes down with the rebound. He's going to run point now. And he's pushing. He's pushing. Kicks it out. Back to Adetogan for three again. Big shot there by Adetogan, and he's excited, ladies and gentlemen.
I believe those were his first baskets of the game. I may have had one in the opening minutes. I don't even think. I think that would have been it for Fofo.
32-24 now. Can Halifax respond? Johnson with Prosey and Tong on him. Simmons almost gets away with a travel there. Kicks it back out. Johnson for three. And referee's going to call a travel that time as he stopped.
Those are travel calls that I like to see called because, I mean, if you're, it's the travels that are, 30 feet away from the basket that are hard to
Here's
swallow.
Prosey, puts it up, and Prosey's going to get called with a travel as well. And no, those are the accurate calls because you have to dribble then step. You can't step and then dribble. That's a travel. And you'd be shocked how often you see that in high school basketball. And they've actually, for the most part, yesterday, they let it slide. I sat here and I watched all three games. A number of times they were letting it go.
And if you don't call it, this is development stage, right? If you don't call it, they're not going to get better. Spoon Hunter stepping in for the charge.
Charging call, yep. Charge on, I believe the charge was on number 11.
They're going to get together.
Rayvon Young, and they're going to talk about it now.
And we had mentioned that Alan Spoon Hunter, great article on NorthPoleHoops.com written by the gentleman on my left, giving us a little bit of.
Spoon Hunter's got one heck of a story to tell. That is a fact. And to be brutally honest, even in my own writing, we only really were able to kind of scratch the surface of his whole story. Of the trials and tribulations that he went through to get to where he's at, but of course as well the people that helped him get there,
Yep.
that have helped him get to where he is right now.
It takes a village.
It really does.
And there is a ton of kids out there from multiple reserves across Canada and the northwestern U.S. that are watching Alan Spoon Hunter on this live stream right now and seeing what he's done and is doing and will continue to do. And he's an inspiration for those kids, and he's rewarding every one of the adults that helped him along his path, including the guys right now that are on this bench with him, helping him along the way.
And Noah Leto there and Manyang Tong got their signals crossed underneath the basket, and as a result, it's a turnover. So 32-26 now. Halifax Prep lets it fly from deep, knocks it down. Give that one to number 11, Rayvon Young. Nice shot there from the young man.
So Halifax Prep was very off in the first quarter of this game from range, but they're starting to get it going. And make no mistake, now they're down 3.
From deep, no good. Fofo, that was the heat check if I've ever seen one. Here's Uat, fast break, up and throws it down. Okoye!
AK
You lot!
coming through with the rim visit.
And Duncan gets right back on the other end. He was more than upset that he let that one go. Oh, nice pass in there, but Adetogan. And we're going to get a foul called on number 15, Chris Ogie. A lot of off-ball fouls in this one. But once again, that kind of goes, builds towards what you were talking about.
These guys know each other.
Yeah, absolutely. Here's Spoon Hunter now with it. He's guarded all the way up.
Ooh,
risky pass, yeah. Adetogan, more balanced than most, able to hold on to it. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Spoon Hunter for three, no good. Uak comes down with the rebound. 34-31 now. Edge School leads. They've led for the majority of this game. We'll see if Halifax can either tie it up or make it a one-point game. Uak in the corner now with Tong all over him. This is Young. Kicks it over to Simmons. Simmons, step back jumper with Spoon Hunter all over him. Great defense there as Manyang Tong comes down with the rebound.
Not the shot that you want, I think, if you're Halifax Prep, but they get it right back on the turnover.
Here we go. Fast break again. Young throws it up. Oh, nice alley-oop there as Ugodo goes and gets it. Lays it in for two. 1 point game with 2 minutes. Just over 2 minutes remaining in this half. Spoon Hunter now. He's guarded by Johnson. And they're going to call an offensive foul. Illegal screen. Duncan shuffling his feet just a little too much. And we're going to have a timeout for Edge. And with that, we're going to take a quick timeout as well. 1:56 to go here in the second quarter. It is Edge School 34, Halifax Prep 33. We will be right back.
Yet again, a 10-point advantage restored for Team Blue. Oh! It's Judy Charges throwing it down!
Welcome to the NPH live broadcasting experience. Allow our team of video technicians to capture your event in high definition. Streaming directly on all NPH media platforms. Up-to-the-minute live game coverage featuring professional commentators and analysts.
Tip in! No good! 2 seconds to go! Oh!
Commercial spots available to promote and market your brand, event, or product. Enjoy the ultimate way to catch the game when you can't.
That man from Quebec can fly!
Exposure starts here.
Is it something that I've done again? Say what?
Here's Campbell, look out! One hand down!
Seeing is believing. Create your very own mixtape that showcases your top highlights and skills. And strengthen your recruiting status with a direct video for coaches and scouts. Available at all NPH covered and hosted
I would like to welcome everybody back here. This is the NPA Nationals, day number 2, the first quarter final of 4 scheduled today. Get that, quarters, 4s. My name's Ryan Greco, taking care of your play-by-play. Joined by Jason Tom on color. And what a matchup we have right now here in the final 1:43 to go here in the second quarter as Manyang Tong gets fouled going to the basket.
Yeah, Tong was the offensive spark plug for Edge in the early going, but they have really struggled here in the second quarter to keep it going.
Tong, mid-range jumper, no good. You can see even when he caught it, it was a little off there. Oh, more open than he realized.
Called.
Nice bucket there.
That was a flop.
Yep. Once again, our praise of the officiating has been well warranted so far. And here's Downey. Or excuse me, no, this is Johnson. Ugodo from deep, no good. Uat comes down with it though. Gets it back. Uat for 3, no good. Great battle for the ball there. And there goes the Indochino sign.
Of course. Uravnik on top of it. Make sure it gets back into place.
Almost in a way, it's kind of good. Are those padded or are they?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So it's a soft landing.
Yes, they are the CAA mandated, and rightfully so.
We also have a substitution back into the game is number 0, RJ Jock. And here's a fun fact about Jock: 1,000% free throw percentage. Shooting 100% from the free throw line.
Doesn't get there too often. Is that what you're saying?
No, not at all. I'm saying he's a very good free throw shooter.
Okay.
And number 11, Rayvon Young here at the line. Young makes good on the second free throw. Young was held scoreless yesterday, so he gets himself on the score sheet for Halifax. Jock, nice shot there. I don't mind that at all. Had the smaller defender just rise right over top of him, took the shot, nice clean form.
Do we have any timeouts left? 0, none? Okay. 1.
And we've got an inbound here now. It's going to be Spoon Hunter on the inbound. 46 seconds remaining in the half. 36-34. And yeah, Jay, to your point, Edge, we'll see if they can find an offensive spark here in these final seconds of this half. Here's Tong.
Got it going for a bit there, but no one's been able to remain consistent with it.
Tong loses a handle on it, and it's going to go out of bounds, and it's Halifax ball. And on the opposing side, Halifax grinding, scratching, clawing their way back into this one. As we're going to have another quick timeout here, and with that, we're going to take another quick timeout. Of course, this half of basketball is brought to you by Indochino, the official suit maker of the National Preparatory Association. Indochino, custom-made suits made to measure. We will be right back.
Director of recruiting, my job for the showcase circuit is to identify all the talent, get them into our system, and make sure that I'm connecting them with the right coaches, the right fits, and the right levels. Just presenting all of the possible options and having the family and the kid, the prospect themselves, decide on what's in their best interest and what's the best spot for them. If they need help with the decision, we'll be there all along the way. But my job is to essentially connect the prospect to the coach for the right level. If you're one of the kids who are fortunate enough to be evaluated and be ranked and be in our system, you're family for life. We're taking care of you from now up until your recruitment day when we're connecting you with the coaches. And then even after that, up until your pro careers, the NPH scouting service is what links this whole thing together. You come to camp, you get evaluated, you know what you need to work on, you go home and work on it. The next time we see you, it's still family.
Elias commands attention, he commands respect, and he is able to get through to these young student athletes and get through to these kids and speak in a language.
I'd like to welcome everybody back for the final 38 seconds of this half here, first game of the day. Here, day number 2, NPA Nationals quarterfinal matchup between Halifax Prep and Edge School out of Calgary, Alberta. And it's been a very back and forth, grinded out kind of game between these two programs. As we get back to the action now, tries to pass on the inside. Jock comes up with it. 26 seconds remaining, gets it over to Adetogan. And Adetogan wants to set something up. He gets it over to Tong, back to Adetogan.
Edge needs something solid to end the first half here.
Oh, nice play. That is nice little give and go. And the finish under the basket is number 24, Noah Leto.
And now Halifax Prep, 8 seconds to go. They want a strong finish to their half.
6 seconds. Shot goes up, Harden step back, no good. And that's gonna do it. That is going to do it at this half. And at this time, Edge School goes into the break up 38-34 over Halifax Prep. Don't go anywhere. We'll have second half action after these messages.
The North Pole Hoops Blueprint is a multi-layered system designed for Canadian basketball talent to maximize their potential from grade 5 all the way to the NBA.
The NPH Showcase Circuit is your opportunity to learn the blueprint while joining the NPH family. Our pathway begins with 17 exposure camps across Canada for boys and girls ages 10 to 18. starting with our foundation that is the Junior NPH Showcase Circuit. This level caters to elementary student athletes in graduation to the high school tier. As a camper, you will have the opportunity to enter the NPH National Rankings, where player profiles are created, acting as online resumes. This database is directly connected to a network of over 150 prep and post-secondary programs. By attending our camps, you will maximize on scholarship opportunities, perform in front of national scouts, and get a chance to learn from elite NBA skills trainer David Tyndale. Entering the showcase environment provides every camper an opportunity to measure their talent against elite-level prospects within their region. Top performers raise their stock and begin their recruitment process with exposure opportunities through national rankings, player mixtapes, and connecting families directly to colleges and university coaches. Regardless of age, gender, or talent level, developing professionalism and positive habits are vital for the success of all campers in life and basketball. The Blueprint tackles academic eligibility, self-reflection, assessment, goal setting, and brand management, all aspects necessary to become a professional on and off the court. The NPH Showcase Circuit takes place between April to December in a player-focused environment, while the Canadian National Invitational Tournament in July brings a team-focused evaluation platform. The CNIT brings 100+ top-tier club programs from around the world to compete for the national crown. Student athletes continue their journey to the next level as North Pole Hoops invites the network of prep and post-secondary programs to evaluate talent live and direct. As the summer comes to a close, high school season remains a lasting component to a student athlete's pathway. Players who thrive in high school are recruited by prep programs to continue pursuing the next level in a competitive environment. At this stage, North Pole Hoops has identified Canada's top basketball prospects from coast to coast, placing them at programs within the National Preparatory Association. Founded in 2016, this league is quickly emerging as a global destination for the world's elite basketball prospects. Utilizing the exposure arm of North Pole Hoops, comprised of digital marketing, live broadcasting, and scouting, NPH acts as a media and marketing partner for the NPA to maximize exposure for our student athletes, helping gain scholarship opportunities, our ultimate measure of success. Climb the ladder to the next level by joining the North Pole Hoops family and enter the Blueprint.
Indochino to me is a million guys getting a million suits, and each one is different. I think the value is the quality is undeniable in terms of the suit that you'll get, and the fabric and style selection is second to none.
I think when someone puts on a suit, they take on almost a different personality, and they feel comfortable in their skin and who they are, and they feel good. Doesn't matter where you're going, what event you're going to, but everyone feels good in a suit.
I think a lot of what we do is kind of going against the grain, so to speak. Bespoke, made to measure, custom was traditionally only in store. We were the first to bring it online, and as we went through that journey, we really felt that in order to connect with the consumer, we needed to give them true options, really provide a service and an engaging experience that customers would enjoy and remember.
Indochino is a custom-made experience, but with off-the-rack prices. You are in control. So you come on in, you choose what sort of material you're pursuing, choose what sort of print or patterns you really want to try out overall. From there, you pick out what kind of customizations you want to bestow upon these lovely garments, measure you up, and you get to express what you want, tighter, looser, longer, shoulder, so everything sits on you as you want. We do everything all in one for you.
We give a 100% made-to-measure product. So it's very sort of individual and very personalized. It's for them. It's their suit.
Seeing them in their final suit
just kind of makes it worth it at the end of it, because you spent time with them, and you know, whether they wear suits every day or this is their first suit, it's exciting. Like, you help them build that and it's theirs.
It's really that ability to create a one-of-a-kind garment that allows us to be in front of many different demographics. I think one of the most interesting things that's happened these past few years is how many customers that are having that truly special event of getting married are choosing Indochino to not only suit up themselves, but suit up their groom's party.
We continually improve not only the profile for the guy, but we improve the quality of our next suit and the suits after with the data that we capture. Indochino sets itself apart, especially against ready-to-wear, because we can deliver you a custom-made suit within 3 weeks. We, on average, take 3.5 meters to make a suit, and we lay that out and we laser cut it with a vacuum. It's amazing to see, over 200 pieces come together to make a custom-made suit. Whether it be hundreds of linings, thousands of customizations, it's like personalizing a car. And I think we've opened a lot of guys' eyes to that experience, and that is why we have a lot of repeat customers.
The future of retail is really exciting. We're showrooming and building a retail market that's totally cohesive with our online presence and our online e-commerce business. We're making it really easy for customers to shop wherever and whenever they want, whether they're in one of the retail showrooms, being able to look, see, and touch the fabric, or shop online from the comfort of their couch on their tablet or their phone. It's completely up to them where they can experience Indochino.
We truly are inspiring a generation of men to dress differently. We're truly creating a one-of-a-kind garment that is yours, and it really landmarks who you are as a person and what your personal style is.
Golden Dough, it's a family restaurant. We are in Mississauga, been here for 25 years. It's a Middle East cuisine. We make it out of love. We make it fresh. It's very healthy for an athlete to come in to have a nice meal. Sitting around back home, like when you order a big plate or like a small plate, they like to share. A lot of family come together, they sit together. So this is what kind of makes it a family restaurant. Back in the day, my grandpa used to be a baker and he used to run a restaurant. So it's pretty much in my blood. Anybody that comes in will feel like into a family business. Come to Golden Dough in Mississauga, be part of the family.
My name is Grover.
Sean. My name is Ian.
I'm Taylor.
My name is Owen, and I am 9.5 years old.
So Owen was born with a rare genetic disorder called Escobar syndrome.
He's had 33 surgeries to date.
I love video games, my friends, my family, and again, video games.
It's his way of interacting with his friends when he can't physically otherwise do it.
What I like about the adaptive controller is now everyone can play. You can just say, all right, that's that button, that's that button, that's that button. Perfect.
One of the biggest fears early on is, how will Owen be viewed by the other kids? He's not different when he plays.
No matter how your body is or how fast you are, you can play. It's a really good thing to have in this world.
After transforming to meet the challenges of a digital world, never stop. After engineering 3D imaging technologies that help doctors quickly diagnose disease, never stop. And after advancing drug delivery technology expertise to help in the fight against cancer, never stop. And we'll never stop improving the future by building on our core innovations and over 80 years of experience. Never stop. Fujifilm, value from innovation.
The North Pole Hoops Blueprint is a multi-layered system designed for Canadian basketball talent to maximize their potential from grade 5 all the way to the NBA.
The NPH Showcase Circuit is your opportunity to learn the blueprint while joining the NPH family. Our pathway begins with 17 exposure camps across Canada for boys and girls ages 10 to 18. Starting with our foundation that is the Junior NPH Showcase Circuit. This level caters to elementary student athletes in graduation to the high school tier. As a camper, you will have the opportunity to enter the NPH National Rankings, where player profiles are created, acting as online resumes. This database is directly connected to a network of over 150 prep and post-secondary programs. By attending our camps, you will maximize on scholarship opportunities, perform in front of national scouts, and get a chance to learn from elite NBA skills trainer David Tyndale. Entering the showcase environment provides every camper an opportunity to measure their talent against elite-level prospects within their region. Top performers raise their stock and begin their recruitment process with exposure opportunities through national rankings, player mixtapes, and connecting families directly to colleges and university coaches. Regardless of age, gender, or talent level, developing professionalism and positive habits are vital for the success of all campers in life and basketball. The Blueprint tackles academic eligibility, self-reflection, assessment, goal setting, and brand management, all aspects necessary to become a professional on and off.
And I'd like to welcome everybody back. This is second half action, first game of the day, NPA Nationals, day number 2, quarterfinal matchup between Edge School out of Calgary, Alberta, taking on Halifax Prep. My name's Ryan Greco, taking care of your play-by-play, joined by Jason Tom on color. Jay, some of your thoughts on what we saw was a very grimy, if you will, first half.
It was not to be unexpected? No, it was to be expected. That was a double negative originally, that we would see that in that first half. Edge, like we've mentioned, hasn't played in probably 6 weeks, had the bye yesterday, while Halifax Prep, our squad that really play off momentum, they did not have the momentum going early in that game. Got it rectified, got it going from range. A couple of nice highlights, which we expected as well, with such long athletic bodies on both squads. And one thing I do want to mention, it was the halftime score was changed to 38-33. There was a phantom point that was added to Halifax Prep. All coaches were made aware of it, and so now it's a 6-point lead for Edge.
And with that being said, there's going to be another foul. This time on, it's going to be, actually I couldn't see who it was called on there, but Don Duncan was the one that got hit for Edge School. He's checking his mouth to make sure there's no blood. Inbound now is going to go to number 11, Brecky Davis. He gets it in to number 13, Ibrahim. Ibrahim works in the post, gets it over to Davis again. Davis on the cut, can't finish. And here comes Halifax on the fast break. Oh, nice finish there by number 11, Rayvon Young. Here comes Edge on the other end. Up, no call. A very physical game being played right now. Halifax once again on the fast break. Young up again. This time nothing happening. Duncan comes down with the rebound. Here's Manyang Tong. Tong now tries to come over with it, but he's going to get called with the foul. That's Simmons on the foul.
Manyang is well scouted by Halifax Prep at this point. Really only has that one move to bringing the ball up over the top, and if you can get your hand up quickly on that, you can stop him in the open floor.
It definitely prevents the open bucket. In the meantime, Edge now, opportunity here, 14 seconds on the shot clock. Ibrahim gets the inbound, kicks it back out. Here's Adetogan, a number of deep threes in the first half. Up fake. They're going to get called a 3-second in the key violation on Edge. And with 8:49 to go, 39-35.
I think Edge is still trying to find their rhythm in this game, while Halifax Prep, had that game yesterday, have a little bit more of their flow.
Here's Agodo. One-legged step back jumper, no good. Ogie comes down with the rebound. Kicks it out, loses a handle on it though. Young kicks it out in the corner. Agodo for 3. Bit of a rush shot there, but Ogie comes down with it. This is young.
Ibrahim down low has just been completely out of position on the defensive rebounding a couple of times. I mean, he wasn't even able to jump to grab those rebounds, and to give up 2 offensive rebounds where the opposing player didn't have to leave the floor, that is not championship level basketball.
Here's the inbound. Gets it over. Shot goes up. No good. Halifax Prep with the rebound. Up again one more time, and the foul. And Agodo, he's going to go to the line for 2 off the missed layup.
I mean, offensive rebounds just being gift wrapped for Halifax Prep right now. Not saying they're not putting in work, but I mean, it's pretty easy work right now for them on the offensive glass.
I think on both sides, both of these teams, it's just been a war in the trenches throughout this game with the occasional made 3 here and there.
Yep.
You know, it's been a combination of a track meet meets a rugby scrum with some occasional three-point shooting contests thrown in.
It's going to be a heck of a 4th quarter. That's what I think.
There we go. That's the spirit. That's the spirit, Jay. As Agodo gets in the spirit, makes the free throw, 39-37 now. Here's Spoon Hunter. Spoon Hunter with the ball. That's Tong. Inbound to Duncan. Duncan up high off the glass. Gets it to fall. Halifax Prep now coming back up. This is Johnny and Simmons. Simmons going to do it himself. Nice finish there with the left hand. Edge now. Adetogan. Going to set it up. Gets over to Tong. Tong. Inbound. Duncan, Spoon Hunter for 3, no good. Adetogan comes down with it, goes up himself, can't finish. Ogie tries to get it, and there's going to be a foul. I believe that.
It's going to be on Mo.
Yeah, that's.
Yep. Oh, no. Gave it to Foe.
Oh, interesting. Well, regardless, foul nonetheless. It was clearly a foul. And Halifax Prep on the inbound now. Bringing it up is Simmons. Simmons on the crossover. Tries to go up.
Wow.
There's going to be a charging call on Simmons.
He's fairly out of control when he takes to the rim. Or, you know, it seems like he's always about to fall. And you know, the Euro step is only effective when your steps are strong in different directions. He seems to take his Euro steps almost directly ahead.
Yeah.
And it's an easy call for the ref when you do that. You're not avoiding the contact.
And here's Spoon Hunter bringing it up now. It's guarded by Johnson.
And Johnson getting right into Spoon Hunter, and
here's Leto.
Leto not been able to get it going.
Spoon Hunter up. Oh, it gets stripped, and Johnson comes up with it. Here comes Johnson. Halifax fast break, can't throw it down, but the foul and 1 on Simmons. Simmons going to the line for the extra point. Tie game. 6:56 to go here in the 3rd. And, you know, Edge better not start lulling themselves to sleep here.
Yeah, they have not been able to get the flow going. Something that we've seen from them before.
41-41. And I really do believe, you know, this just the incoherent ability right now we're kind of seeing from Edge. You've got to believe that, you know, taking a whole month off.
Yeah, it's tough, man.
It's tough. It is tough to go from nothing to, oh, here's one of the top 25 teams in the country.
This is this is a battle for these you know, basketball teams from outside of Ontario. Certain provinces that just don't have the same competition level.
Yeah. As Adetogan misses that one. He's not happy with himself.
Range, yeah. When you don't have it going, you can't take something from that type of range.
Yep. Yeah, Jaron Johnson bringing it up. He's guarded by Manyang Tong. Tong really showing. Look at the steal there, and comes up with it. And Tong. Oh, but Johnson staying with it. Goes up. And
Johnson's an underrated defender.
Yeah,
really.
No, absolutely. I mean, a lot of heart there shown by the young guy, but Tong, more than anything, showing off his ability to guard every position. That's got to be a big check mark for a coach is seeing that move. Shot goes up. No good. Ugodo comes in. And now Halifax Prep with the lead. Another turnover. Here's Johnson. Johnson now. Kicks it out. 3 goes up. Knocks it down. Rayvon Young. 4-3.
I think they called that a long 2.
Did they? Yeah. All right, then long 2 it is. Spoon Hunter. There's gonna be a foul on Ogie. Coaching staff not pleased at that one at all, saying unnecessary reach in.
You can tell it's nationals when we're 5 minutes into the third quarter, and it's this type of intensity right now between both these squads.
Oh, it's something to be cherished.
As RNS starts heading into their locker room, they'll be up next against Toronto Basketball Academy. That will be the 3 p.m. game. It's still lots of basketball to be played right here. Halifax Prep already in the bonus. That can go a long way to deciding the flow of this third quarter.
There's the inbound now. Bringing it up is Simmons. 46-45, 5:28 to go here in the third. Simmons gets it over to Johnson. Johnson, who's had a very strong third quarter here, gets it inside to Ugodo. Ugodo, another one who's had a very impressive third quarter here, increases the lead to 3. Halifax Prep now up. Here's Young. Or excuse me, no, this is Davis. Gets it over to Adetogan. That was Gilbert. Gets it inside to Spencer. Spencer, nice spin move up and in. My goodness. Leave him out there.
Wow.
He's the only guy that's been getting stuff done.
I mean, I think so. I think that's the guy you got to work. You got to establish your bigs, and he's the only big outside of Tong who's really been able to get it going offensively. And that's really been the thing for Edge. I mean, like I had mentioned, they're a good defensive team, but if they can't score more than 70 points in a game, it's going to be difficult for them to pick up a win.
Yeah, and really, I'm also, the other reason, just reactionary, I'm saying leave him in is because every time I've seen him touch the ball in this game, he's made the right decision. He's not taken bad shots. He's one of their top scorers, despite the fact that he has only played a couple of minutes in this game. And this is one of those moments where, no, you've got to go with what's working.
Both teams are in the bonus.
Also, there was a substitution in for Edge is number 23, Ben Gilbert. Didn't get a chance to mention him stepping into the game.
Almost another offensive rebound.
And another opportunity here. Yacht going to the line. And Yacht already with the poster of the tournament so far.
Absolutely. I know the video crew and camera crew and all the other multimedia that we have here. We'll be getting that out on the social media channels ASAP.
Oh, for sure. But, with the next game coming up here, we've got TBA versus RNS. That might be we might also get an opportunity to see some there. And then, of course, the Oakville Prep versus Crestwood game at 5. We're definitely going to get some highlight reels from that one. Free throw's good. 50-47 now. Working on the inside is Ibrahim. Great job there to get himself open. Shot goes up, but there's Xavier Spencer trying to knock it away. Out of bounds. It's going to be Edge ball. Also into the game for Halifax is number 2, Tavon Downey. He's checked back in. Checked in for Johnson. 14 seconds on the shot clock. Davis on the inbound. Davis gets it into Adetogan. Kicks it out. Gilbert saves it though. Here comes a fast break. Simmons gets it in. Ugodo under the baseline, tries to throw it up there. Uat comes down with it.
Another offensive
wide
rebound.
Open shot. Downey for 3. No good. Gilbert comes down. Here comes Davis. Davis now with the ball. 11 versus 11. Oh, another steal by Downey though. Downey Out of Togan Adam. Oh, what a finish that was. Tavon Downey. Steal, Halifax. Ugodo on the crossover. Finds the open man. Simmons, one more pass in the corner. Shot goes up. No good. Oh, what
another offensive rebound.
Tavon Downey is all over the place here for Halifax Prep.
Halifax Prep is getting by on pure energy right now. Getting after it on the glass. Consistently bringing it.
And we got almost an entire line change here into the game for Edge. Is number 8 Alan Spoonhunter, number 32 Aaron Lloyd, and I believe number 1 Manyang Tong comes back into the game. 52-47, 3:42, and Halifax Prep have really taken over this third quarter.
Absolutely, and it's been all energy. It started early in the quarter with the offensive rebounds. It's continued now. You know, Edge just these outlet passes being picked off. I mean, that is something you just cannot do against a team that is fast, quick, long, and get into the passing lanes.
Of course, Halifax Prep here. This is their second year in the NPA.
Winless last year. Did not qualify for nationals last year because of their winless season.
And now they are a quarter and a half, just under a quarter and a half away from possibly upsetting the number 4 seed here at the NPA Nationals.
Aaron Lloyd with a steal.
Lloyd gets the steal though, up and in, finishes. I think Edge heard me.
I'll tell you this, man. It's been the role players for Edge. I mean, Aaron Lloyd didn't play a lot of minutes out in Calgary.
Yep.
He's given them some good time here.
Absolutely. Downey kicks it out. Shot goes up. Air ball. And Ugodo's already out of bounds before he even touched it.
And you mentioned Xavier Spencer's the other one, and he's still out there on the floor. He's a guy who has made an impact in his minutes, because I'll just be honest with you, I mean, the Edge starters have not been able to do it.
No, they haven't.
They just have not had it today.
Manyang had a very solid first quarter, but and of course, you know, he does things outside of just scoring that allows him to really be valuable on the floor.
If he's your top scorer, you're probably in trouble if you're Edge.
Yeah, there's a foul is going to be on Downey as Lloyd tried to make a step by him. But that's what Downey's got to do. He understands, you know, smallest guy on the floor, got to be the most aggressive. There's just no other way around it. Also coming into the game now, substitution, number 3, Trevon Hamilton is back in. Aaron Lloyd makes good on the first. So he's already better than his season average. Makes good on the second.
Is Lloyd, a little bit of that international flavor that we have here in the National Preparatory Association. More and more kids from outside of Canada coming to the Great White North to play high-level basketball.
And here we go. Bringing it up. This is Hamilton, guarded by Spoonhunter. Hamilton can't shake his defender. Oh, he does there. Ugodo now. Tries to go up. Spencer, great defense, stays right in front of him the whole time. Here's Lloyd now on the fast break. Lloyd gets by and finishes, and here comes Edge. Downey, guarded by Lloyd now.
Oh,
Downey gets away. That's a carry, yeah.
That would have personally upset me if he got away with that.
Yeah, no, for sure. There's going to be a timeout for Halifax Prep. They need to talk it over now as Edge rolling back to take the lead here with 2:20 to go in the third. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
As Director of Recruiting, my job for the Showcase Circuit is to identify all the talent, get them into our system, and make sure that I'm connecting them with the right coaches, the right fits, and the right levels. Just presenting all of the possible options and having the family and the kid, the prospect themselves, decide on what's in their best interest and what's the best spot for them. If they need help with the decision, we'll be there all along the way. But my job is to essentially connect the prospect to the coach for the right level. If you're one of the kids who are fortunate enough to be evaluated and be ranked and be in our system, your family for life. We're taking care of you.
And just taking a look at our NPA power performer, Akoy Uat, 17.4 points per game, 5th in the NPA in rebounding with 10.9 rebounds per game. Jay, you're a big fan of this young man.
Absolutely. He came out of absolutely nowhere. They call him AK on the squad, and he really blew up on the East Session, as you're looking at right now, out in New Brunswick, hosted by Ross St. Netherwood's school. He was huge out there and carried it throughout the season. You know, defensively brings it, and as you mentioned, top 10 in points and rebounds in this season. And Akoy Uat is going to have to be big for this squad in the final 12 minutes of this game if Halifax Prep's going to hold on.
And getting back to the action here, here's Lloyd. Nice step on his defender and a finish with the right hand. 55-52 with exactly 2 minutes remaining in the third.
This is the Aaron Lloyd game right now.
And once again, you talked about it, the supporting cast really getting it done for Edge. A big rejection there. Here comes Edge on the other end. Spoon Hunter, no good on the shot there. Gets it back though. Great work by Umudu Ibrahim. First with the block on the first end, then gets the offensive rebound on the second, and then an assist to finish it all up.
Alan Spoonhunter needed to see the ball go through the rim because he has just been off today, and I think that could get him going.
Here's Spencer coming down with the rebound. Nice spin move there to lose the defender, and he's walking right through everyone. Ibrahim tries to go up, but he gets hacked. Good decision though. Find the big man, find the mismatch, fast break. I really don't think you could have made a bad decision at that point.
And you see right here, program director Eddie Richardson talking to the two X factors for Edge right now in this game, Aaron Lloyd and Xavier Spencer, two of the younger kids as well. The impact that they've had on this game, I would not have guessed that those two guys would be two names that we were saying so often coming into this one.
Well, I mean, Spencer's really been a guy that a lot of the scouts, both in the NPA and outside of it, have been very high on his potential as Umudu goes 1 for 1. See if he can go 2 for 2 here.
Spencer's similar to a player you're going to see in the 3 o'clock game for RNS, Sam Alamutu. You know, Alamutu a year older, but, you know, the body frame is the same and they can handle it like guards, but right now, currently, they have a body that has more weight on them. So I'm very curious to see on what that final product will look like.
Absolutely, as we've got a substitution back into the game. Don Duncan for Edge checks back in.
7-point lead, just like that. I mean, Edge went from being down 4 to up 7 in the span of about 5 or 6 minutes.
And another turnover, unforced turnover, much to the delight of the bench.
Both these teams, and I mean a lot of basketball teams at this age, really work off of momentum.
Yep.
And Halifax Prep had it all in the opening couple of minutes. That's an 8-second violation.
8-second violation.
I saw that coming.
Yeah, the refs are calling a tight game.
Yeah.
It's just been one of those days.
I think they'll give it to you if there's 1 foot left in, or you've at least, you know what I mean? You've at least like raised the foot in the backcourt, but when you got 2 in the backcourt, got to call it.
Here's Simmons trying to break down his defender, loses him, and then turns around for.
This is NPA Nationals, folks. Bodies hitting the floor.
Yep, here's Lloyd with it. Spoon Hunter, he's going to let it fly. No good. Duncan with the rebound. Foul and 1. Don Duncan. Count it.
Momentum's really shifted. It was Halifax Prep getting offensive rebounds landing in their lap in the first couple of minutes, and on the other end, in the last couple of minutes, it's been all Edge. Again, building towards a good fourth quarter.
Absolutely, and you know, back and forth battle here, but Edge, I believe they've pulled out. This is their second largest lead of the game. 44.8 seconds remaining. Now it is tied for their largest lead. 40 seconds to go here. Here comes Halifax. Uat. Spencer comes up with the steal. Spencer kicks it over to Spoon Hunter. Back to Duncan. Duncan's going to get fouled. He goes hard to the floor.
That's a couple of times today. You know what I've seen? If I'm a basketball player and I can pull it off, I am going to make sure I have a hair in that similar way. I remember A.J. Lawson at the U18s down St. Catharines. He was going to cut his hair before that tournament. He ended up hitting his head off the ground, and I swear to you, the only reason that saved him from a concussion was the fact that he had that extended hair with that cushion, because it stopped him from having a really bad injury. And twice today, Dion Duncan has had a similar type fall, but has had it cushioned and has been perfectly fine.
I've never seen the breakdown of hair like that ever described.
Hair, Ryan, you can speak on other people's hair because it comes from like a dream scenario.
Oh my God.
You know? So if I could, this is what I would do.
Oh my God. Okay. Anyway, moving forward here with the rest of the action. Uwat gets it back, 20 seconds on the clock. He's going to get fouled, 15 seconds on the shot clock, but that is not going to matter because there's been yet another foul call.
It's been a trippy game.
It really has. Uwat at the line averaged 17.4 points per game in 11 NPA contests. Season high was 33 points. Shoots 60% from the free throw line. As we alluded to before, that's actually a very, very good free throw percentage if you go through most of the stats of the NPA or pretty much any high school league.
It's a bad combination in high school because you get a lot of foul calls because the kids are still kind of developing into their bodies and they shoot poor percentages. So it's a bad combination to have to watch it sometimes.
Also, substitution into the game. RJ Jock is back in, number 0 for Edge. Here's Xavier Spencer. Gets it over to Lloyd. Lloyd on the crossover creates the separation shot. No good, but Jock is right there, but he kind of got bumped off by Duncan. And Spoonhunter trying to come down with it. Shot goes up, and they're not going to count it. Still a pretty shot nonetheless. As we enter the fourth quarter, Edge extending in an 11-point lead now over Halifax Prep. Winner moves on to the semifinals. Do not go anywhere. We'll be right back with the conclusion of this game.
My name is Grover. Sean. My name is Ian.
I'm Taylor. My name is Owen, and I am 9.5 years old.
So Owen was born with a rare genetic disorder called Escobar syndrome.
He's had 33 surgeries to date.
I love video games, my friends, my family, and again video games.
It's his way of interacting with his friends when he can't physically otherwise do it.
What I like about the adaptive controller is now everyone can play. You can just say, all right, that's that button, that's that button, that's that button. Perfect.
One of the biggest fears early on is, how will Owen be viewed by the other kids? He's not different when he plays.
No matter how your body is or how fast you are, you can play. It's a really good thing to have in this world.
Yet again, a 10-point advantage restored for Team Blue. Oh! It's Judy Charges throwing it down!
Welcome to the NPH live broadcasting experience. Allow our team of video technicians to capture your event in high definition. Streaming directly on all NPH media platforms. Up-to-the-minute live game coverage featuring professional commentators and analysts.
Tip in! No good! 2 seconds to go! Oh!
Commercial spots available to promote and market your brand, event, or product. Enjoy the ultimate way to catch the game.
I would like to welcome everybody back to the NPA Nationals. This is day number 2, first game on the docket here in the final quarter, about to start the fourth quarter. It is Edge School out of Calgary, Alberta, taking on Halifax Prep out of Halifax, Nova Scotia. Jay, thoughts from that third quarter? Seemed like a really chippy one. It looked like it was going to be all Halifax for a moment there, and then Edge just kind of woke up thanks to their reserves.
The tale of 2 halves and 1 quarter right there. I mean, everything went the way of Halifax Prep. Offensive rebounds, getting after it with energy. Edge's starters just did not have it. But man, Aaron Lloyd and Xavier Spencer has brought a spark off the bench for Edge. But Halifax Prep is playing for their season right now, stuck 11. Foul on the drive on Uwat.
And this is something we've brought up a couple of times, but it's never going to be more important than now, making your free throws, because the way this game has gone, it's been chippy. There's going to be, we're probably going to get to the bonus, and when they get there, they got to make sure that Halifax is converting those free throws. Here's Youat. Youat up. Oh, nice finish there with the left hand. Youat getting it done, using that length.
Yeah, they've been pushing them left all game.
Here's Adetogan. Duncan goes up, misses. Ugodo comes down with the rebound, gets it over to Youat. Youat kicks it over to Simmons, gets it back, up again. This time he's going to go to the line for 2.
Fouls racking up for Edge. 40 seconds in, they've already got 2. And that's just because Halifax is just going to push it down your throat every chance they have.
Youat at the line here. So he said one of the averaging 17.4 points per game. He averaged a double-double in 11 contests in the NPA this year.
Yeah, we have a handful of players that average a double-double this year. And, you know, Youat is the one probably, you know, along with Luis Pacheco of Crestwood, 2 of the players that have really been there the entire season. Sam Alamutu as well of RNS. But Youat also, we had mentioned bringing it on the defensive end, hasn't quite, you know, and that's what it's really tough at this age to ask one of your guys who's your offensive juggernaut to also be able to get it done on the defensive end. I mean, obviously that's what you want out of every player, but when you're playing 38 minutes a game, it's hard to ask.
Well said. Adetogan bringing it up now. Here's Abraham working in the post with Ugodo all over him. He's going to get fouled though and go to the line. And Adetogan, team captain, move there, separating his guys, making sure that they're staying focused on closing this game out. As you said, Jay, Halifax, they like to talk.
They do it the way that is you know, you get under your opponent's skin, but the officials don't necessarily see it all the time.
Yeah,
they're very skilled at that. You know, it's close talk.
It is, and you saw it right there. But as I said, Adetogan, being the leader of this team, getting right in there and making sure his guys weren't hanging around a little too long to hear something they might not have liked.
Yeah, exactly. The longer you let someone talk, the better chance you have of them getting underneath your skin, right?
Yeah. 66-56, 9:05 to go here in the 4th. Halifax Prep, I mean, they're going to need a couple of threes. They're going to need to continue to grind it out. But more importantly as well, they're going to need to get some stops. So here's Johnson, who gets knocked down.
It's a game of runs, and you know Halifax Prep has at least one more run in them. When does it come, and how does Edge handle it? Because as you can see by the score, neither team has really been able to maintain their offensive flow.
Yeah, very grind it kind of game, and there's another turnover. A lot of turnovers too.
Is that negative step on the sideline, Ryan? The one that the coaches love? Why are you stepping back? You want to go forward. But coach, no, it makes no sense. Don't step back if you're going forward. And I've been in so many Team Canada camps where they just drill it non-stop.
Here's Spencer now at the top of the key. Gets it over to Adetogan. Adetogan, Spoon Hunter, gonna let it fly. Knocks it down, nothing but net. Alan Spoon Hunter.
Shout note, his family back in Blackfoot. Spoon Hunter's definitely been off this game.
There's Johnson. Can't respond. Rebound Adetogan.
Fofo hasn't got it going offensively, so getting it done
nice
on
pass
glass
there.
would be
nice
helpful.
Pass to get away. Here's Spoon Hunter now. He wants it slowed down. Gets it on the inside to Ibrahim. Ibrahim now. Kicks it back out. Spencer for 3. Xavier Spencer. Huge shot for the young man.
Xavier Spencer now from downtown. I knew the kid had it in him. I just didn't expect to see it in the quarterfinals of NPA Nationals would be the Xavier Spencer coming out party.
And Okoye Youat not getting the finish there. Spoon Hunter, Adetogan. Man Yang Tong now gets called with the travel. the negative step. You dribble, then step. Dribble, then step.
When I heard the whistle, I immediately thought sideline, and then it's like one or the other, right? It's either stepping out of the sideline with a negative step or you shuffle the feet. It was one of the two.
It's all good. It's all good. They're still learning, and they're still capable of doing things I could never do, so I'm not going
to. And no, Ryan, like I want to make sure people out there understand that is what we're saying here is, like, if anything, we're trying to help these kids with the commentary, right? We're never going to be saying that, what is this kid doing? This is terrible. All we're trying to do is emphasize what we hear in the practices that we're at, the coaches we talk to, the referees we talk to.
As there's going to be a blocking foul, count the basket, and absolutely, you're correct.
There's so many times where, you know, and you have to, it's easy to forget that these are teenagers and there's so much growth that has to happen. And, you know, we do a good job here at North Pole Hoops of, you know, being able to give these kids the exposure both on video and in competition, but it's important to remember their age. And I just want everyone out there to realize that when you hear Ryan and myself and Elias here on the broadcast, you hear Carlin Gay a little later on this tournament, we're all here hoping these kids can go back and watch these live streams and just learn and get better. Because that's what we're all about here in this league.
Here's Manyang Tong. Loses it, and I think a Band-Aid as well just flew on the floor as Simmons goes up, and he's going to get fouled and go to the line for two as well.
Our outstanding volunteers here at the NPA all over that.
And we're going to take a quick timeout here. Edge is taking the timeout here just to clear up some other things there. And we're going to take a quick break as well. Do not go anywhere, everyone. We will be right back here at the NPA Nationals.
As the director of recruiting, my job for the showcase circuit is to identify all the talent, get them into our system, and make sure that I'm connecting them with the right coaches, the right fits, and the right levels. Just presenting all of the possible options and having the family and the kid, the prospect themselves, decide on what's in their best interest and what's the best spot for them. If they need help with the decision, we'll be there all along the way. But my job is to essentially connect the prospect to the coach for the right level. If you're one of the kids who are fortunate enough to be evaluated and be ranked and be in our system, you're family for life. We're taking care of you from now up until your recruitment day when we're connecting you with the coaches. And then even after that, up until your pro careers, the NPH scouting service is what links this whole thing together. You come to camp, you get evaluated, you know what you need to work on, you go home and work on it. The next time we see you, it's still family.
Elias commands attention, he commands respect, and he is able to get through to these young student athletes and get through to these kids and speak in a language that they understand and find ways to motivate them and to encourage them while criticizing them and making sure that they get better and that they are held accountable.
My name is David Tyndall, and I'm the new technical director for North Pole Hoops.
I'd like to welcome everyone back here to the NPA Nationals. This is the day number 2 quarterfinal matchup between Edge School out of Calgary, Alberta, taking on Halifax Prep out of Halifax, Nova Scotia. At the line right now for Halifax Prep was number 5, Johnny Simmons. And now bringing it up for Edge School is number 11, Brecky Davis. Gets it over to Manyang Tong. Tong now, guarded by Ogie. Davis gets it back, kicks it over. This is Gilbert. Gets it inside to Ibrahim. Ibrahim, he's had a very busy day in the post. Up. Gets the kind roll. Emodu. Ibrahim. This is Simmons bringing it up. He's guarded by Alan Spoonhunter. Simmons. 13 seconds on the shot clock. Johnson up. Gonna get fouled and go to the line for 2.
Can I talk about Jaron Johnson for a second?
Yes.
This is a kid last year on a Halifax Prep squad that had max 8 players on their roster in their first season getting this thing together. And Jaron Johnson had to do everything for this squad. You know, there was a couple of guys, you know, volume shooters along with Jaron Johnson himself. And this season knew that he wasn't going to be putting up 25 shots a game. Didn't shy away from whatever role head coach Marcus Eaton needed him to play. And he has shown the court vision, the ability to share the rock. More than anything, what I've seen with him, he has improved defensively, just leaps and bounds. And I am so impressed with Jaron Johnson for sticking it out not finding the easy way out, accepting his role. I mean, Halifax Prep brought in, I think, 8 or 9 new guys on this squad. And on this level, people want their shots. And Jaron Johnson, he accepted his role. And I think it's made him a better player because of it.
And substitutions on the floor. Stepping into the game is Don Duncan. As Johnson loses a handle on it, it's going to be another turnover. And if Halifax is going to look back on this game, I think the number one thing that they're going to have to remember moving forward is just the importance of taking care of that basketball.
I'll take that turnover because I just finished talking about Jaron Johnson and how much he's improved. And
well, he has though. I mean, he's been a fantastic player for these guys in the last 2 games. And here's Spoonhunter for 3, no good. Simmons coming down with the rebound, managed to keep his balance and avoid the travel call. Very impressive feat of athleticism there, and Simmons now going to do it himself. Bounces off the backboard. Youat tried to come down with it. Here's Tong in the fast break. That's going to be a charge. Easy call.
It's the same move. It's the same move every time.
He was able to get out in front of it just in time to take the contact. And Tong even putting his hand up, realizing, yep, that one's on me. We'll get the next one.
Hey, man, people have scouted him.
And that was dangerous. That's dangerous plays. Falling like, wow, my guy's at that speed.
Here's inbound. Bringing it up now is Simmons. Simmons rejected, comes down with it though. He's going to get called with the travel. Held possession the entire time. That's why the referee says it's a foul. Or excuse me, not a foul. It's a turnover. Here's Davis. Davis now. Gets it over to Tong. Great matchup between those two all day. Duncan. Gonna get fouled. Can't get it to drop, and he's gonna go to the line. 74-60, 5:32 to go here in this game.
And substitution. 5-on-1. No. So they're in the bonus is what they're saying.
Yep. Back into the game. Number 24, Christo Ugodo in for, I believe he just took out Ogie. But Duncan makes good on the first free throw. Don Duncan. Duncan averaging 8.5 points per game in 12 NPA matches this year. Shot 55% from the field. Little stat, nice stat for him to hang his hat on. He actually has the highest field goal percentage of any player that attempted over 50 shots in 12 games this year on this Edge squad.
I was waiting for the qualifier. I was like, no, okay.
Oh no, it's legit.
No.
He's
I just
legit.
didn't know if you were saying for the league, and I know I was trying to rifle through my head who was our field goal percentage leader this year. I'm trying to think about it.
I think 50 shots, over 50 shots is a fair sample size though.
Well, no, absolutely, and that's if you have a chance, go on NPACanada.com and take a look at our stat leaders, and we have stats for all of our players, but being able to put qualifiers on that as well, right? So
yeah, absolutely.
I don't want a field goal percentage guy who's leading the league because he's had 3 shots and made all 3 of them.
Absolutely. There's another big rebound for Edge off a missed free throw from Halifax Prep. A costly miss when you're down 15 at Atogan with only 5 minutes to go in a game. Here's Davis. Still holds on to it.
Yeah,
and he's going to be 3 in the key. Ran out of real estate. Turnover. Halifax ball. And unfortunately, it's getting to that point, Jay, where Halifax is going to have to start pretty much playing perfect if they want to advance to the semifinals here at the NPA Nationals.
Down 15, under 5 to go. It can be done, but not when you're turning the ball over like that, Ryan.
Yeah, that was one of those. It definitely looked like Ugodo didn't realize he was that wide open, really.
Adam Huffman trying to get a timeout, a little too late there.
Spencer, does it all himself. Oh, Tong tried to throw it down, gets his own rebound, goes off of him, and it's going to be Halifax ball. And Halifax is going to call a timeout. Or excuse me, no, Edge is calling the timeout. And we're going to take a timeout. I think everybody needs a timeout. We will be right back. Do not go anywhere. I'd like to welcome everybody back here. NPA Nationals, day number 2, quarterfinal matchup, first one of the day. Edge School with a 76-61 lead over Halifax Prep. Winner moves on to the semifinals, and they will face the winner of the CTA GTA Prep matchup. That'll be happening later tonight at 7 p.m. Make sure you tune in for that, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Man Yang Tong now on the fast break. Gets it over. Big throw down for number 13, Imudu Ibrahim.
Big Mo's got it going as the game progressed here. Want to shout out all of our coaches in attendance as well. A number filling out the stands as we build towards championship Saturday. Still got time down here, folks, to get in some great games. Weekday pass. Ooh.
What a shot there by Uat off the crossover from deep.
Still got time in this one.
There's going to be another foul called on Young. And Davis. Davis is going to get the inbound here. 24 seconds put back onto the shot clock. 3:41 to go here in this one. And as you said, it's about a 5-possession game here. And Halifax, they're just going to have to learn to take care of the basketball in these final couple of minutes, and they'll still give themselves a chance because, as you can see, Edge, they're going to cough it up occasionally here and there. It's just been that kind of game. It's been that physical. You just need to make sure that you're going to be ready to capitalize on those mistakes.
Yeah, Edge not playing like they have a 14-point lead right now. They're still pretty sloppy out there. Seem to be rushing things a little bit. The door is still open for Halifax Prep with 3:30 to go.
Adetogan now. Kills his dribble, gets it over to Davis. Davis, a little shuffle of the feet over to Man Yang Tong. There's a hand right in his face. That's a tough shot. Uat gets it over. This is now Young. Ugodo knocks down the 3.
That is a big shot.
Christo Ugodo might have just saved Halifax's season there.
Head coach Marcus Eaton on the Halifax side getting his team into it off that 3.
Boyd gets it down, and here's another opportunity for Halifax. Johnson loses a handle on it though. Tong gets it over, and there's going to be a foul.
I think that was good defense, but with the hand coming down, pretty easy opportunity to get the whistle.
Manyang true to form off of that Euro move. But you were absolutely right, Jay. He stayed with him.
I mean,
stayed with him. He did his scouting report.
The scout is out, that's for sure.
Yeah, he read his scouting report and stayed with him the entire way. And despite the fact that it was a foul, he didn't give up 2 easy points.
I mean, if Edge
and now it's an even better foul.
If Edge holds on for this win, I'll tell you, man, the defending champs, Canada Top Flight Academy, who'll be possibly waiting if they can take care of business against GTA Prep. I mean, they're just going to step in and take that charge all day long. When they see him running down the middle of the floor, they're going to sit down, lay out a blanket, set up a picnic, and wait to draw that charge.
All right, here's Halifax getting back to the action. Almost another turnover right there, and Lloyd comes out with it. He gets it back. Here's Youat for 3. No good. Spoonhunter almost with the rebound, but Simmons comes up with it. Kicks it out. Johnson for 3. Lets it fly. No good. And Spencer battling for it, and it's going to be jump ball. And it's going to be edge ball.
At what point, Ryan, is holding up the 3 sign while your teammate takes a 3? At what point is that a bad play? Say you're down 12 with your season on the line and 2:15 to go. Like, you should probably crash on the glass or getting back on D, one of the two, right?
That might be a good idea.
Okay.
Yeah, that actually might. Oh, there's Spencer. Fast break, gets the layup. Xavier Spencer having himself a day. With a 14-point lead, 2:03 to go. Timeout, Halifax Prep, and we're going to take a quick timeout as well. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back with the conclusion of this game.
Director of recruiting, my job for the showcase circuit is to identify all the talent, get them into our system, and make sure that I'm connecting them with the right coaches, the right fits, and the right levels. Just presenting all of the possible options and having the family and the kid, the prospect themselves, decide on what's in their best interest and what's the best spot for them. If they need help with the decision, we'll be there all along the way. But my job is to essentially connect the prospect to the coach for the right level. If you're one of the kids who are fortunate enough to be evaluated and be ranked and be in our system, you're family for life. We're taking care of you from now up until your recruitment day when we're connecting you with the coaches. And then even after that, up until your pro careers, the NPH scouting service is what links this whole thing together. You come to camp, you get evaluated, you know what you need to work on, you go home and work on it. The next time we see you, it's still family.
Elias commands attention, he commands respect, and he is able to get through to these young student athletes and get through to these kids and speak in a language that they understand and find ways to motivate them and to encourage them while criticizing.
I'd like to welcome everyone back. NPA Nationals quarterfinal matchup between Halifax Prep and Edge School. 2:03 remaining in this one. Edge with a double-digit lead here. Really just trying to make sure they can close this one out and head off to the semis. Halifax battling for their season. Jaron Johnson drives, misses the layup. And here's Xavier Spencer. Gets it over to Spoonhunter. Spoonhunter to Adetogan. Spoonhunter. And I think Edge is up, just as I said it. Spencer just rims out. Ibrahim gets his own rebound, puts it in. And Jay, I think that might have been the one that...
Are you calling that the dagger?
Yeah, I'm calling that the dagger.
I know it's on a putback, so it's not quite as energetic, but...
No, but here's Youat. Missed on the three-pointer there. Spencer comes down with the rebound. Adetogan bringing it up. And they're going to want to slow it down a little bit here, maybe eat some clock in this possession. Here's Lloyd. Spoonhunter. Lloyd. Spoonhunter. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Oh, nice find at the end there as Adetogan drove to the basket with nobody covering him. 85-67, 1 minute remaining. Nice finish under the basket there for Rayvon Young. Full court press now on for Halifax Prep. Spoonhunter kicks it out. Lloyd frees up some space. Almost gets double teamed, and we're going to get called with a foul with 41 seconds remaining.
Shutout Halifax Prep on a second season, considering they went 0-12 in season 1, finishing 8-4 in the regular season, then came into their first ever Nationals appearance and won a game, which we have squads who are in their third season that still haven't won a game at Nationals. Came out, did just that, played strong. They have, you'll see Akoy Uwat hitting your highlight reels on social soon enough. So they won over some fans.
Dunk. That was so impressive.
Getting some interest, obviously, from that NCAA and U Sport and NJCAA coaches corner that we have here at Nationals. Personal growth of a lot of these players on Halifax Prep, growth of a program as they'll be hosting our East National session next year out in Halifax. A lot of positives. Just want to emphasize that this is not about wins and losses. This is about building basketball across Canada, and Halifax Prep is helping do just that and winning people over back home. I mean, Halifax is an area that is still very much, in their traditional way of thinking, and it's been a battle for them out there, but they are putting in a lot of work. Shot clock went. 3 seconds to go here, but just wanted to have that opportunity to shout out this squad and this program.
Absolutely. A very impressive season. Had its ups and downs, but I think there is a lot that they can be proud of and build on moving forward. And that's going to do it here today. Last shot goes up. No good. And the final here, Edge School, after getting a first-round bye, will move on to the semifinals. They will face the winner of CTA and GTA Prep, happening later tonight at 7. Don't go anywhere. We still have a full day of basketball ahead. And on behalf of the video production and on behalf of my partner Jason Tom, I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in. And we will see you very shortly. Don't go anywhere. Next game is only 15 minutes away.